All right, today we're diving into a tool that's so much more than just a note-taking app. It's about building a genuine second brain. We're going to explore Obsidian and see how it can become your partner in thinking for life. You know that feeling, right? You spend hours reading, watching lectures, scribbling down these incredible ideas. You stash them in a folder or a document or some app in the cloud, and then, poof, they're gone. They just vanish into this digital abyss, and you never see them again. Sound familiar? Well, you're definitely not alone. This feeling of constantly taking in information but never actually retaining it is a huge frustration for so many of us. See, we're really good at capturing stuff, but we're not so good at connecting it. And that right there is the difference between just hoarding data and actually building real knowledge. That's pretty much the old way of thinking, isn't it? We just passively consume things, take these little isolated notes, and then cross our fingers, hoping our brain will magically piece it all together later. But there is a much, much better way to turn that leaky bucket into a powerful, interconnected web of your own knowledge. And this is exactly where Obsidian just completely changes the game. It's not just another app on the market, it's a totally different philosophy. And it all boils down to one simple question: who's in control of your thoughts? Let's just break down the huge difference here. Most of the apps we use, they're cloud-based. That means your notes are living on their computers, often in some weird format you can't open anywhere else. With Obsidian, your notes are just simple, plain text files sitting in a folder on your machine. It's simple, it's powerful, and it's 100% yours. This whole idea is called a local-first approach. And because your files live right on your device as standard Markdown files, which you can open with pretty much any text editor on the planet, Obsidian is lightning fast, it works perfectly offline, and it means your notes are guaranteed to be readable in 5, 10, even 50 years, no matter what happens to the app itself. You get total ownership and total privacy. Okay, so you've got all your notes sitting there on your computer. Big deal, right? Well, this is where Obsidian's first superpower comes into play. See, it's not about just storing notes. It's about linking them together, kind of like how your brain actually works. Obsidian is actually built on this really fascinating method used by a super prolific sociologist named Nicholas Luhmann. It's called the Zettelkasten, or slipbox method. And here's the key takeaway: the individual notes you take are way less important than the connections you make between them. That's how you spark new insights and come up with creative ideas. And get this, the way you do it is so simple. You just wrap a word or a concept in double brackets. That's it. This creates what's called a bidirectional link. So it doesn't just link from note A to note B. When you're looking at note B, you can see a list of every other note that links back to it. That's where the magic starts to happen. And when you start doing this, you get this incredible result, the graph view. Every single dot you see here is a note. Every line is a connection you made. Suddenly, it's not just a pile of files anymore. It's a visual, explorable map of your own knowledge. You start to see how your ideas cluster together and connect in ways you literally never would have noticed otherwise. All right, on to superpower number 2. And this is a big one. Obsidian isn't some rigid, one-size-fits-all solution. Nope. It's more like a giant box of Legos. It starts out really simple, but you can build it into the exact tool that you need it to be. So how do you customize it? With plugins. And we're not talking about some tiny little app store. There is a massive, thriving community that has built over 2,000 plugins that can add pretty much any feature you can dream up, turning your simple text editor into an incredibly powerful, personalized workstation. Let me give you a really practical example. You could build the ultimate learning stack with just a few plugins. If you keep forgetting things, the Space Repetition plugin can turn your notes into smart flashcards. Feeling disorganized? Dataview can automatically create organized tables and dashboards from your messy notes. For those more visual ideas, Excalidraw lets you literally sketch and mind map right inside your notes. It's a game changer. But hey, what if you're not a list person? What if you're more of a visual, spatial thinker? Well, Obsidian has something built right in for you called Canvas. It is a literal infinite whiteboard where you can just drag and drop your notes, pictures, PDFs, even live websites, and arrange them however you want to brainstorm and really see those big picture connections. And the cool thing is, Obsidian is always evolving. I mean, check this out. They're developing a new feature called Bases, which is designed to bring those powerful structured databases, like the kind you find in Notion, directly into your workflow, but in a much more simple, accessible way. It just shows how committed they are to being a tool for both creativity and organization. Okay, so with all this talk of customization, visual thinking, and even databases, you're probably asking the big question. How does this actually stack up against popular cloud-based tools, especially a powerhouse like Notion? Let's put them head to head. So here are the trade-offs, plain and simple. Notion is built around structured databases, and it is absolutely fantastic for team collaboration and project management. Obsidian, on the other hand, is built around a network of simple files, and it excels at individual thought and personal knowledge development. Here's the key takeaway. Notion is for teams. Obsidian is for thinkers. So, to sum it all up, you should choose Obsidian if you care deeply about owning your own data, forever. If you need a tool that works instantly, even when you're offline. If you want to build a system that is deeply, truly personalized to how you think. And if you want a foundation for your knowledge that is pretty much guaranteed to last a lifetime. I get it. All of this sounds incredible, right? But maybe also a little overwhelming? The thing to remember is that you're not just learning an app. You're building a lifelong practice. And the good news is you can start really, really small. So here's how you can start today without feeling like you have to build the whole system overnight. Just do this. First, start a daily note, just a place to jot down thoughts as they come to you. Second, make it a habit to link just one new idea to one old idea you've already saved. And third, find just one plugin that solves your single biggest frustration right now. That's it. The rest will naturally follow from there. At the end of the day, a second brain isn't about collecting a bunch of notes. It's about connecting ideas to create something entirely new. It is a direct investment in your most valuable asset, your own knowledge. So, the only question left is, what are you gonna build with it?